Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tube, or welcome back if this is your second High School Musical, the musical of this series, episode review. It's gonna take a hot minute for me to admit that I'm gonna have to be saying that every single Saturday for the next 12 weeks. I'm not dreading it, just my throat's going to probably kill me by the end of it. Also, let me know how I'm gonna be adjusting the lighting in the room for the next about... I want to say the next few weeks we're adjusting some new things. We got some new equipment in, so I can't wait to test it out. So hopefully you can see a little bit of a difference. Apologies for the background noise. It is now officially summertime here in New York, so it is very hot. Or it can be hot. Anyway, this week. It's... I think the title would be, for this one, would be something... This is definitely, and I'm trying not to be freaking every HSM reference in the book here. This mainly feels like something new. This has definitely felt like a proper like shift in tone. Not total shift in tone, but we're getting a new dynamic. We're entering a new stage, because last week kind of felt like more like season 1. This kind of felt like season 2, where I don't know why. Like it kind of felt like this felt like organic and inorganic at the same time, considering the fact that yeah, Nini's not around anymore. I mean, she's on the show, but she's not part of the main cast. So she's kind of separated, which I guess worked well with, I don't know, it's weird to say, because, like, you know, it's weird that we got this, because normally when a character goes to another school, it usually means they're off the show, and then we don't have to worry about them, so it kind of feels like that at times, but at the same time, it doesn't. And we're still setting up more, like, we're getting little bits of new characters, new elements in here, but mostly this felt like the natural next step progression for most of these characters and where they need to go next in this season specifically. So with that being said, let's go through the butchered recap and talk about this week's episode of High School Musical, the musical. The series, it's never gonna end. Also, I apologize if I sound a little sick. I don't know what happened to me. I went to work totally fine, and then at some point during work, I got a little sick. So if I do sound a little runny, I do have tea right here as backup. I am holding the best I can right in, so hopefully I am at least somewhat presentable. Anyway, so we begin 2 weeks after the events of the last episode. And the new semester at school that is not East High has begun. Everyone's kind of like, filled in back into their school seats. They're kind of like back into the groove. Well, not everyone, as many of you know. Nini is currently now studying in Denver, Colorado, for her youth actors conservatory program. So she's up there. So basically everyone else is kind of like just doing their own thing. It kind of felt like right now, like it's so weird that how Ricky's still kind of like the black sheep of the group, because when we were starting this point in season 1, Ricky still felt like the black sheep, and he never really gave a damn about the musical. He really just was there trying to win Nini back. And then at the same time, when we were beginning that, now we're going into here, he's a bit unsure of himself, since the whole point he was going to do these musicals was to be with Nini, to showcase that he wants to be with her, that he's serious about a relationship with her, and that he wants to be more connected to her. But now that Nini's gone, is there really a need for him to audition? Now, don't get me wrong, he's still friends with, you know, everyone in the team, but does he really have a reason to be there without Nini? That's kind of my big question over there. So that's kind of what most of the episode was focusing on. Like, can Ricky do this without Nini? And it kind of relates to me for a little bit, like how Troy, towards in High School Musical 3, like he realizing that like it wasn't just about Gabriella. The reason why he loved doing these musical is that he actually did have like a part of him that did have this passion. I don't think Ricky's quite there yet. I think he's still discovering that, and hopefully this musical journey will help him figure that out. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. So we're immediately in a hard cut back at the East High. I keep saying East High, not East High's cafeteria. And I initially thought that, oof, damn, I should have brought up the phone. I was really trying to hope I could do this without it. Carlos? I think that's, yeah. He makes an announcement that because, at least for this specific musical, because there's no category for choreography, or something related to that, he wants to try acting for once, so he's going to actually audition for this musical instead of just staying in the background like he did for for last year. So everyone's excited. Courtney's also auditioning, you know, this time, you know, fully into the verse of like not being an understudy, like she wants a lead, she wants a main role. Gina's obviously still trying to gun for that main role because she wants to be independent. She wants to be able to like have her own 2 feet to stand on, because as I was saying in the last review, Gina was kind of worried that Ricky and Nene were going to take up much of the spotlight had HSM2 been produced, so she would have never had an opportunity to shine. But thankfully, because of this, there's now a decent amount of a chance she might get her own moment. EJ wants to take kind of like a backseat this time around, because he's focused on senior year, and he's focusing on, his sports and, and his, social media. Like, he doesn't have time to be another lead and deal with Ricky again. And honestly, that kind of is the best approach to take EJ going forward with the show, unless they do something pretty interesting with him, is that I still don't see EJ's just there this week. And I feel sorry for the actor. Like, he's there, he's having fun, I'm assuming, with all his friends, but he's not really doing much. And him saying this is basically just setting me up with the expectation of, like, yeah, we're just going to get an entire season that EJ's just in the background, just helping out the other characters, but I don't think he's going to have much of his own story to tell. I hope I'm wrong, but considering how this episode's setting it up, like, I don't really think we'll see much of that per se. And then, of course, we get a flashback to when Ricky and Nene, I think just the day after the last episode, that they were getting ready to say goodbye, and, Ricky's keeping his cool while Nene's, like, really getting emotional because, like, she doesn't want to leave him because they just got back together, and now they're already having to separate yet again. But they're hopeful that they're going to make this work. They could survive the next 6 months of a school year. Like, oh, man, that's going to be rough for them. But hopefully that'll be the case here. But we just don't know yet. Also, keep in mind, I know people are going to say, like, what about the real life thing and not a COVID kind of delayed thing? Will that affect the season? To be honest, I don't know. They're professional actors. I'm pretty sure they'll, and whatever drama they had, because I'm not in the verse of all this teenage drama. I'm too old for that shit now. The gossip, the paparazzi. I'm too old. I don't know anything about that. This is the show. This is different. Hopefully their real life drama will not impact the show. Hopefully they're going to be professional about it and just move forward. But yeah, maybe them going to separate schools was like a good way to, like, kind of like, okay, let them do their own storylines without each other. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. So, and then this fan who I don't think we ever got her name. I think we did get her name, but I'm completely blanking. I'm gonna call her the new girl of the team of this show. Let's just call her new girl for now. I'll probably recognize her name at some point later on in the weeks. One thing you have to know about me, if you're not remembered with me back from the season 1 days, it takes me a pretty good while to remember names. It does, because my memory sucks. So please be patient with me as I besides, go watch the episode yourself. You don't have to hear me butcherly recap it. So going from that, she's kind of like this mega fan. She's like, it's giving me some weird vibes here. Like, is she genuine? Is she? Because this is kind of giving me another High School Musical 3 reminder of the I forgot, Sharpay's English assistant she had that turned out to be actually a student from another musical academy overseas. I forgot her name, but this kind of gave me some of those vibes. Like, she's really playing this mega fan too freaking close, and it's like, these guys, like, okay, you did a very moderate interpretation of HSM. I don't think your celebrity status in this school, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm just saying, like, come on. But, obviously they have a fan, and, they want to support her, and she wants to audition for this musical. She wants to be involved in that, and they're, giving her support. Like, yeah, you can do it too. Like, there's room enough on the stage for all of us. So they're off doing that. Also, we get I forgot to mention, we do get a little funny opening bit where Miss Jen is prepping for the auditions, and the teacher that I swear to God, his name is so complicated to say, but I literally remembered it for this episode, then I forgot about it. He's doing this radio show, and he's just and he's trying to, like, be hip and cool and with the lingo, and I'm thinking, like, dude, stop. You are not impressing anyone at all. I'm just being honest with you on that. So yeah, I just have to put that scene out there before I forget. I believe we do go into a video call next, or I don't think so. Oh, no, yeah. So Ashley set aside Gina and Courtney because now that Nene's gone and, kind of things are different this musical around, that Ashley wants to do something more bonding for their audition, because the audition is a 2-step process this time around, where you're going to participate in a group harmony session with one of the songs from the musical, and you have to perform your own individual song to kind of, like, prove your worth and show your range. So Ashley wants to do a trio, Trillette song that she wrote, giving that Kelsey vibes again over here. Sorry if I'm sniffling. I should start drinking my tea, but it's super hot right now. And while Courtney and Gina are down for the idea of sisterhood and, doing this audition together, the issue that Gina has is that, again, she wants to do this on her own. She wants to get the lead role on her own. She wants to, not share the limelight this time around. That's what she wants to do. So Gina sadly requests to deny it, and, Ashley and Courtney are like, it's okay, but, it's okay. Definitely, like, they're not happy with the whole decision-making process of this one. Where do we go? Do we get the phone call with Ricky yet? I'm kind of out of whack here. I think we do. Yeah, we do. So, Ricky and Nina have a call. Nini, a freaking professor later on. It's going to confuse the hell out of me. Ricky and Nini are FaceTiming, and they're talking about, like, how things are doing. And, of course, Nini's a little bit, at first, is a little happy that he's going to audition without her. But he actually voices his concern that he might not audition this time around, not participate this time around because Nini's not there. So is there really a point for him to be there? But Nini's like, no, you should do this. You definitely have talent here. And also they're your family. You should definitely be there for them. You have to be there. And do we get another scene with everyone else? I don't exactly. Oh yeah, we do get a scene where Big Red is talking to Ricky about the fact that this time around for his audition, he wants to tap dance. And he's kind of scared because, like, he only tap danced by accident in front of Ashley. That was never his plan. So now he's going to have to tap dance for everyone else, so he's not ready to, like, have that. I don't think he has stage fright. And Ricky gives him the advice he learned from season 1 is that just do it. If you really like Ashley, hopefully the likeness you have for her will power you through the shyness or the fright of performing this dance. And will it work? We'll find out in a bit. I believe we do eventually just jump into auditions soon. Yeah, I believe we do. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Well, I know Courtney and Nini have a call, and Nini does the fastest wardrobe change in one day, where she changes out of her regular attire to a team Courtney attire, and Courtney's a bit worried that, like, this time around she's auditioning firsthand instead of just getting an understudy role after the fact. So she's a bit worried, but Nini's just giving her a voice of confidence, like, you can do it, you definitely can do it. So don't worry about it. And at the auditorium, while everyone's kind of like getting ready for the audition, Gina's stretching, and Carlos tells her that, hey, since I'm not going to be a choreographer this time around, just in case, I would love for you to be a co-choreographer, which Gina's appreciated by it, but again, co means partnered with someone, meaning that she's going to work with someone, share the credit. She just wants the full credit for herself. She just wants to do the role, get it everything 100% herself, so that she knows she has what it takes to do it on her own. So we reject him again. And even Carlos is having a bit of a fear of, like, auditioning this time around, since he has to audition next to his boyfriend, and they're very similar in their audition habits or their range, or I forgot what he said. I really did. Ricky's still debating if he should go in and audition, and then he has a little quick talk with the I'm gonna call him douchebag professor teacher. That's what I called him throughout season 1. I'm gonna call him that again until I remember his name. He passes by and he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, you got this." And then he's actually a little bit more honest, like, "Yeah, no, you're a man who never finishes his work. You do your homework, but you never finish it, and you leave musicals halfway through, and then you come back later. So it's like you never fully commit." And that's something that Ricky is. I think you could label it to his family issues right now, since how could he commit to something that's not going to be stable? He has a point, and that's something he has to still deal with. Like, the divorce is still on his mind, the whole family uprooting thing is still on his mind, but his priority right now is just Nini, being away in this musical. So he's not really thinking about that per se, but I'm hopeful that we're gonna get to that core of that later on in this season. But eventually, as they're about to start the harmony warm ups, he does have a last minute change and goes into audition with everyone else. So they perform a song from Beauty and the Beast. And here's the thing you want to know about me, and you can call me a blasphemous. I never watched Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did when I was a kid, but I haven't recently. I have not watched the 2017 remake. I don't know shit about the movie or the musical. I apologize. So if I do not know the names of these songs, I apologize. So honestly, the song's really good. I mean, everyone's kind of had their range. Even the new girl starts to like. The key moments to take away from this is that Ricky is still very uncertain if he wants to do the audition or be there. Like, he's there, he wants to be there, but is his heart there? And you're starting to see that, at least in this part with the melody. There was a really strong emphasis on Ashley at some point, so I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna do something different out of the Bucks here. Are they gonna do that? And everyone's just doing their best. The new girl is definitely showcasing like, yeah, I'm a real Fred. You all need to worry about me. And honestly, I thought this was a really good rendition of the song, even though I don't remember the original version. So I apologize. So I believe, yeah, they take a break for the solo auditions next. And then we finally get a little bit of a cue to Nini's side of things, which, ironically, her roommate is, this is a very small fact from season 1, if you don't remember, is that in the summer play that Nini participated in, where she met EJ and fell in love with him the first time, she was originally the understudy, Hong's on my end. She was originally the understudy for the role she was playing. The original person, I don't remember if it was her or EJ got her sick, and this is the same girl. So, even though it should be a little bit awkward, the fact that, hey, I kind of poison you so I can get this role. Thankfully, that was not the case. Thankfully, it was just mostly on the fact of, accidents happen and they're actually starting to be good friends. The cliche, oh, your roommate is going to become your best friend down the line. And it seems like they're getting through that. They're doing a rehearsal for this very stiff, classic scene from a play I am very uncultured to not know. So I just don't know. And this girl, she's very dissatisfied with this, and she does this every single start of the semester as kind of a way to like warm into the new semester. And Nini's like, you know what? Let's do our own spin on it. Let's actually make this our own interpretation. So the next day or later on that day in class, they're about to perform this updated scene, but the professor's like, no, you can't do this. There's a way you have to do things. You have to do it by the book. No going off. And every time they just mention like trying to go off script or trying to do their own things, like, listen, the people who have been in this program are nearly every single alumni is still a working actor to this day. Stick to the script. Skip to what we know. And this is going to be more flashbacks to HSM 1. And the fact that as long as you stick to what you know, you'll be fine. But Nini trying to be a little bit more out of the box and trying to be more creative, I have a feeling she's going to have an issue with this learning habit down the line. And even she talks to one of the recruiters that recruited her that she wants to eventually be part of a songwriting class or something with singing. And the lady's like, you know what? No, you don't have to do that. Just focus on learning our chorus song, and then focus on that later. But right now, just focus on this. Basically, kind of like just shutting down. Like, no, don't do that. No. So Nini's starting to become really, down. That like this is not the freedom she wanted. Like, yeah, the program's great, but she doesn't have much say in the matter. She's just there, and she's not really contributing. And it's starting to get to her. And yeah, with the calls between Ricky and Courtney, I'm imagining she's starting to miss her old life at Notty's High, but she can't just leave. She'll work her ass off to get here. She at least needs to power through. So I believe then we start the second round of auditions. Gina and the new girl have like kind of this like tense conversation. They're like, yeah, we're the only two real competition here. Like everyone else is kind of like amateurs. We'll beat them easily. We'll get the role easily. But Gina's like, hey, look, these are my friends. They're really talented people. She's like, oh, I thought this was an audition, not a friendship circle. And honestly, she has a bit of a point. I'll be honest with you that like, when you're doing an audition, the goal is to land the part, and in some cases, make the money. So, yeah, I know friendship is important, whatever, but in terms of like these sort of things, you have to really be focused on what you want. Otherwise, you might lose sight of it, and you might lose that opportunity. So, Gina has to play that very delicate balance, but also she wants to like stick it to this girl because she's being an asshole to everyone else. So the second round of auditions start. We don't really get much of it because, like, again, we're at a very limited 40-minute time slot, so we don't get everyone's auditions. But the one that I really have to stand out to is the combined power of Gina, Courtney, and Ashley, who absolutely nailed their song. This definitely gave me some Cheetah Girls flashbacks. I didn't even watch the Cheetah Girls movies. I just saw the freaking commercials on Disney Channel. That's how good it was. That's how classic it was. and even with their original song, like, oh my god, like, sure, basing it off High School Musical is great. I love those songs so much, but I love it when they do something new. Like, don't stick to something we know. Do something new. And definitely so far this season, definitely everything is firing on all cylinders. So I really appreciate that for them. I believe we get an audition from some random person, which I don't recognize, and Ashley just has the need to celebrate for him. Like, I don't know this person. Do I need to care about you? I don't think I do. Then Ricky's up next. Ricky's a little bit late, and honestly, Ricky doesn't have an original song this time around or anything of that caliber to perform, so he decides to perform Bet on It again. Which I'm thinking, this is not High School Musical 2, Ricky. This is Beauty and the Beast. I know they say get your head in the game. This time I'm telling you, get your head out of your ass. You're not going to get the role from doing another High School Musical song. Sure, that was big for you last year, but last year is over. High School Musical is done. Sure, the name of the show is called High School Musical, the musical, the series, but we're not doing High School Musical 1 or 2. We're doing Beauty and the Beast. So move on. You could pick any other song. Like, there are thousands of songs out there. You didn't have not have to do Bet on It. Because Troy Bolton and the Beast are two very different characters. Even his audition was very poorly performed, because, again, his head's not there. Like, his heart's not there. Like, he knows what he wants to do it, but he hasn't really accepted that he can do this without Nene. That sort of thing, so. You know what I'm saying here? Big Red's up the last one to audition, and he's about to do his tap down solo, which, again, embarrassment strikes. He collapses, doesn't do that well, and then the new girl just laughs, in front of everyone, and, everyone's like, not cool, because, like, she's the only one who actually laughs. So I'm pretty sure this means her demise. The final casting sheet already calls it, which is kind of fast. Like, I know, like, that's how it was season 1, but, like, wasn't there, like, a callbacks thing back in the first movie? Or am I remembering that right? I haven't watched High School Musical 1 in over a year, so my apologies. Anyway, so the final cast list is this, and everyone's just completely shocked on where everyone's placed. Playing Bella is Ashley. Like, Ashley. Like, I initially thought it was going to be Gina, and then I initially thought this new girl's probably going to get it. I'm like, no, it's Ashley. She got the role, and I'm thinking, oh my god, she just went from Miss Darvis to freaking lead? First of all, shout out to her. Like, definitely she's going to have a lot of more story this season. Bravo to Ashley. I think she's had the biggest character development that I've seen, because I briefly went back into my archives and I watched a little parts of season 1 again, and I completely forgot how shy she was back in season 1. It was now going into season 2. It's like, oh my god, it's like a complete transformation. It's amazing. It's great. So she gets the lead, and obviously the new girl's kind of sad that she's not even on the casting list. And she talks to Miss Jen, and she tells her the straight, honest truth. Like, you are talented, but your heart is not there. You're not supposed to laugh at people when they fall. You're supposed to cheer for them, because you're going to support them. When later on, when they do perform, it would make that even more powerful. She didn't do that, and Miss Jen doesn't want anyone like that on her team, so she's out. Yeah, and they didn't. Well, we'll get to the rest of the cast list because we cut to Big Red's Mama's Pizzeria. That should be the name of a restaurant, but I'm pretty sure that's not it. Where Ricky's calling Nina to let her know he's Beast. Which for me, I'm like, him? Really? Like, really? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. Because, really? Are you sure he's Beast? Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. So the other list is that, Courtney is the teapot. Gina is the sweeper. Obviously, EJ is Gaston because of his looks. I mean, who are we kidding here? I think who's playing the candle? I think Carlos is playing the candle. Yeah, he's playing the candle. I forgot the name. I have not seen Beauty and the Beast at all in modern times, so I do not remember a single freaking name. But yeah, everyone's got cast and they're happy. They're sharing the phone with Nene, kind of trying to make her feel included. And Nene, even though they had the best intentions, this actually hurts her because she wants to be there. She wants to be with her family again, and she's stuck all the way in Denver doing things that she's not happy on doing. And everyone else is having fun making these memories that I think the moment that hits hard is when the call with Ricky failed. Like it just stops. It just disconnects, and all Nini can do is just think like she could be there, but she's not, and she misses her Wildcats family, and it sucks for her. She even sings a ukulele version of the school motto of the school anthem she has to do. Even that version is kind of like making her think like, I miss my friends. Have I made the right choice? Like, she's not making any efforts to make any new friends besides her roommate on campus. So did she make the right choice in the end? Who knows? We'll have to figure it out. But the episode ends as our fellow Wildcats are celebrating their new roles and the beginning of a new musical journey for them. However, the new girl is watching from a distance to place a transfer request to North High. So they just made themselves a new enemy by accident. How will this turn out? We'll have to find out next week, because that was the end of the episode. So again, I think this was a freaking solid episode for this. Definitely set the stage up for a pretty eventful season 2. I'm very thankful we got 12 episodes this season, so that we have even more time to take with these characters, because I love these characters so much, except EJ. I'm kidding. Writers, do something more with EJ. I like how everyone's kind of have their own like different sense of like where they need to go direction wise. Ricky with trying to figure out if he really is passionate about musicals beyond Nini. Ashley now having the burden of being the lead. Because, yeah, it's Beauty and the Beast, but come on. Everyone's going to focus on Emma Watson of the CGI Beast, so come on. So she's going to worry about that. Big Red's just trying to, like, do his best to impress Ashley to make sure, like, he's able to stay afloat and among his other peers. Gina's just now, at this point, once again, not the lead, so is she going to choreograph just to get the sake of credit? Is she going to find a way to, like, try and take the limelight or try to, like, do her best? Who knows? Like, there's limitless potential to go with Gina this season. Nini with a sense of loneliness and trying to, like, you know, survive without her fellow friends and her boyfriend. That's another thing I want to see. I want to see how that progresses. Like, is she going to have that second thoughts of, like, forming new connections with people when she's away? Or is she going to try and, like, fight her way back home? There's a lot of different directions they could take her in that route. And also, again, for the love of God, writers, gives EJ something to do. Please. It's getting annoying. So, I thought this was a very solid episode. The music was fantastic throughout. And, yeah. So I have this episode 2 thumbs up. I really did enjoy it. So let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this week's episode of HSM TMDTS? I'm sure I had to, like, learn that abbreviation off my tongue so that I don't have to say the full name because I get tired sometimes. But with that being said, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. So if you're unaware, this has been Once in the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode and the second season of High School Musical, the series. If you want to know what we're doing overall on the show besides those reviews, we're currently doing rookie reviews each and every Monday mornings after a brand new episode on Sunday nights on ABC or on Hulu the next day. Rookie has ended season 3-wise in terms of airing, so this coming Monday we're going to be producing a season 3 review without spoilers. So if you have not yet jumped into the third season and now that it's entirely on Hulu, you want to know, is it worth the binge? Is it worth watching it? So stay tuned to Monday to figure that out. We're also doing Nancy Drew episode reviews each and every Thursday mornings after a brand new episode on Wednesday nights on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. And we're also doing Walker episode reviews each and every Friday mornings after a brand new episode on Thursday nights on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. Currently, Walker is yet again on another hiatus. So because we have High School Musical joining the lineup as well as Rookie still having 2 more weeks left, we will not be producing our normal quick impressions to reduce the flow there, but you know we're gonna keep it down to 3, so we don't have a couple lockers for a couple weeks, but we'll be back in a couple weeks. But if you don't care about High School Musical, you're in luck. We'll be back next week Saturday for the next episode of High School Musical, the series, which is Valentine's Day, which is weird because again I'm pretty sure COVID fucked things over. I'm pretty sure they were gonna release this show by December. That was my prediction, but I guess things change. So. With that being said, sorry, that's my father in the background. You know, rare cameo from him. So again, if you're unaware, this has been Once in the Two from ActionX. If you want to see more of us, please subscribe to ActionX on YouTube.com. Ring that bell for notification when our next High School Musical review is live, which is normally every Saturday mornings. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to, but it helps us get it out there to other members of the Wildcat family who has yet to discover us. It helps us beat up that YouTube algorithm that really hates me so much, and it helps. I forgot. Sharing is for free always. Follow us on social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates to the channel. Follow us on Twitch. Until next time, for all you Wildcats out there, I'll see you all next week. But until then, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.